এটা
সাইটের মেসেজ আছে, সাইটের মেসেজ যে গুড মর্নিং মেসেজ করে রিয়েল মোড লেখা আছে সেটা সব দেখেবে আপনার ফটো দেখেবে।
ଏଠି ପିଲା ଦେଖିବେ ଏନ୍ଟା କି
এটা হবে কিন্তু স্লাইড স্লো করে
ପଢ଼େଇବି
স্টপ এই যে পেন মোড নেবে স্টার্ট করবে। আমার মাউস কিনে কিছু মাউস ঠিক লাগুছে মাউস এটা পছন্দ করে মাউস কিনে পেন দিলাম এটা इधर कर डांस पेंडल इधर एडजस्ट करो।
good morning all good morning all of you. Discussion today, that is the Vanik smart class. I am Panchanand sir, faculty of GS. I will be very important times and cover the during the COVID-19 and very problem facing the at that time. I will be discussing with the general awareness topic. General awareness topic, the very important topic. Every on India exam, state level exam, and very railway board exam, and very important. I will be discussing today that the first in India, male and female, that the male and female, that is the important topics every exam, that is likely so that railway board exam and other state level exam and OPSC and UPSC exam. The first in India, male. The first governor of Bengal. All are known. The first governor of Bengal. Whose name Robert Clive. Also known as Lord Clive. During this period, 1757 to 60, the first governor of Bengal, that is the Bengal presidency, who established military and political supremacy in Bengal, and is the famous statesman who appointed the first time in the year 1757. Important times. That the first governor of Bengal. Then next point, the last governor of Bengal. Number point 2. Number point 2, the last governor of Bengal. Whose name next point, last governor of Bengal, whose name Warren Hastings. The famous English soldier, was appointed in the year 1772 to 74. 1772 to 74 is the last governor of Bengal presidency after Robert Clive. After Robert Clive. Next point, the first Governor General of Bengal. Next point, next point, first Governor General of Bengal. First Governor General of Bengal. That the designation of the at the time the change हो गया. देखो the last governor of Bengal, then the first Governor General of Bengal. Governor to Governor General. That is the designation. Okay. In the year 1774 to 85, during this period, that is the Warren Hastings. What's the name? Warren Hastings. Okay. Warren Hastings during this period 1774 to 85. But 1772 to 74, that is the Governor of Bengal or the Bengal presidency. Only 2 years, that is the Governor of Bengal. Then Governor General of Bengal, designation, that is the General, Governor to Governor General, in the year 1774 to 85. Next point, then the first Governor General of India. Next point, then the first Governor General of India. First Governor General of India. The first Governor General of India. British India, that is the Governor General and conqueror, that is the in Bengal. Then whole British are the cover the whole India. What's the name? And during this period, that is the Lord William Cavendish Bentinck. Lord William Cavendish Bentinck, also known as that is the Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck. During this period, Lord William Cavendish Bentinck. During this period, 1828 to 33. 18 to 33, then 32 to 35. All are known. That is the first Governor General of whole India. The famous British soldier who appointed at that time in the year 1828. 1828 to 33. That is the Governor General of Bengal. Governor General of Bengal. But only 2 years Governor General of whole India. That is the 1833 to 35. 1833 to 35. Only 2 years. That is the Governor General of whole India. Very, very important points. Every railway board exam and state level exam. Then, next point, the last Governor General and first Viceroy of India. Cool. The last Governor General and first Viceroy of India. Very, very important points. Important question. And likely that is the railway board exam and state level exam. And whose name? All are known. The last Governor General and first Viceroy of India. Whose name? All are known. Whose name? That is the Lord Canning. Lord Canning in the year 1857 to 62. Okay. The last Governor General and first Viceroy. The term or designation change हो गया यहाँ पे. देखो. The last Governor General and first Viceroy of India. Viceroy term, that is the designation in the year 1857 during the rebellion of 1857. Okay, the famous British statesman, lawyer, and famous personalities, that is the who appointed in the year 1857 to 62. At that time, that the last governor, Lord Canning, and first viceroy of India, that is Lord Canning. Next point. Then the first president of INC, the first president of INC, the first president of INC, Indian National Congress, is the famous educationist, famous lawyer, famous person, and famous that is the Indian independence activities, whose name Umesh Chandra Banerjee, that is the W.C. Banerjee. W.C. Banerjee, that is the Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Umesh Chandra Banerjee. The famous Bengali is the first president of Indian National Congress. भारत का जातीय कांग्रेस का प्रथम प्रेसिडेंट कौन है? इसका नाम उमेश चंद्र बनर्जी. In the year 1885, Bombay session. The very, very important points. Very, very important points. Umesh Chandra Banerjee, who appointed the first time president of Indian National Congress in the year 1885. Very, very important points. Next point. Then the first Indian Governor General of India after independence. The first Governor General of India, the first Governor General of India after independence, whose name Lord Mountbatten. Lord Batten. In the year 15 August 1947 to June 20 1948. Okay. The first Governor General of India after independence. After independence. During this year, 15 August 1947. 1947? August 15? That the Independence Day and the whole India total independence. That the first Governor General of India after independence. Whose name? Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten. During this period, 15 August 1947 to June 20, 1948. The famous and important point and example railway ASM exam 2015 and combining supply inspector, official staff selection exam and a central CGL question. Very, very important points. Okay. Next point. Then the the first Indian Governor General, Governor Governor General after independence. After independence. What's the name? The first Indian Governor General after independence. The first Indian, only Indian Governor General is the only first and last for the post, taken the post. What's the name? Chakravarti. Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. Gopal Chari. Also known as CR. Also known as CR. Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. Also known as Rajaji. Also known as Rajaji. That's the nickname. The question is the exam. Who's the famous personalities and independence activities? Whose nickname that is the CR? Chakravarti. Chakravarti. That is the CR. Or Rajaji. Nickname Rajaji. Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. Pandit Nehru. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Rajendra Prasad. That the four option आएगी. That the right answer, that is the Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. Its nickname, that is the its name, that is the CR or Rajaji. During this period, June 21st, 1948 to June 21st, 1948 to January 25, 1950. 1950. Okay. The famous person, independence activities, that is the Chakravarti Rajgopalachari, also known as Sia, also known as Rajaji. During this period, June 21st, 1948 to January 25, 1950. Okay. That is the Governor General. And only India taken the post. Important points. Then, next point, the first Indian ICS officer. The first Indian ICS officer. Okay. The first Indian ICS officer. Recent, That the revenue inspector exam 2018. Okay, the first Indian ICS. ICS means Indian Civil Service Examination and qualifying the and posting and joining. Okay, whose name Satyendra Nath Tagore. Satyendra Nath Tagore in the year 1863. Which year? 1863. The famous person, famous Bengali, famous educationist, and famous lawyer is the first Indian qualifying the Indian Civil Service Examination. And with the joining the post, the Indian Administrative Service, that is under the British government, British India. Which year? 1863. The famous Bengali and the first Indian civil service. And then resigned his post. That is not that is the job at the time that the British India, under the British India, British government, it the corrupted government, cheating government. Okay, the only India, the first appear at the exam and qualify the exam and joining his post and then resign his post. Which year? 1863. Next point. Then the first Indian cosmonaut. Next point. The first Indian cosmonaut. First Indian cosmonaut. The first Indian cosmonaut going to space. To go into space. Whose name? The famous Indian Air Force employee and squadron leader and wing commander, the famous officer, whose name? Rakesh Sharma. Squadron leader, Rakesh Sharma. Rakesh Sharma. Okay, which year? 1984, 3rd April. 3rd April. Going to space. The only first Indian. Which year? 1984. Important point. That is the year. Many exam that is the which year going to space. That is the Rakesh Sharma into space. Name of the mission going to space. Which year? 1980. Name of the mission. That is the Soyuz T-11. Remind it. Soyuz T-11. Name of the mission. Name of the mission. That is the Soyuz T-11 and 10. Soyuz T-10 and 11. Which year? 1984, 3rd April. 1984, 3rd April. That is the squadron leader Rakesh Sharma and wing commander. That is the wing commander of Indian Air Force employee. The famous person. Next point. Then the first temporary president of Indian Constitutional Assemblies. The first temporary president Indian Constitutional Assemblies. Helmet. The first temporary president of Indian Constitutional Assemblies during 47 previous day, the interim government, अस्थायी सभा के सभ्य कौन है at that time during this period 1946 the कौन सा भारतीय प्रेसिडेंट दैट द टेम्पोररी अस्थायी सभा सभापति तो कौन है whose name Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. Important point, Sachidanand Sinha. Which year? 1946. During interim government. During interim government. Interim government. Okay. Which year? 1946. That the first temporary president Indian Constitutional Assemblies was named Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. Which year? 1946. Next point, then the first permanent president of Indian Constitutional Assemblies. His name Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. All are known. The famous statesman, famous lawyer, famous barrister, famous educationist, famous independence activities. The first permanent president of Indian Constitutional Assemblies in the year 1952-62. The permanent president and the first president of Indian Constitutional Assemblies. Rajendra Prasad, that the nickname, all are known. That is the CGL question. आइए previous 2016 exam, combined graduate level exam. Who is the famous Indian activist with nickname Gandhi of Bihar? Gandhi of Bihar. कोई भी आदमी नहीं है. The famous Indian activist, his name, that is the Rajendra Prasad Valsakte, is also known as Gandhi of Bihar. Okay, the famous Rajendra Prasad, also known as Gandhi of Bihar. Railway board station master exam and goods guard and traffic apprentice and commercial operatives question 2015 exam. RRB Bhubaneswar. Very, very important points. Next point, only remind it, only Indian president who served the 4 posts. Who served the 4 posts? Only Indian president, only man, only politician who served the 4 posts. Likely only Indian politician who served 4 posts. Or alternate question, the only Indian president or politician who served the 4 posts. Likely CM, governor, vice president, then president of India. Then president of India. Very, very important question. That is the only Indian president or politician who served the four posts. Remind it many, many times. And coming in IS exam and Odisha Public Service Commission exam. That is the OAS. Okay. The famous politician, all are known. The only Indian president who served the four posts, whose name Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma. Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, also known as HD Sharma. In the year 1992 to 97. Okay. Who served the four posts? Likely CM, that the Chief Minister, Mukhyamantri, then Governor Rajyapal, then Vice President, VP, Uparashtrapati, then President, that the Rashtrapati. The only Indian famous politician whose name Shankar Dayal Sharma. Shankar Dayal Sharma. In the year 1992 to 97, before K.R. Narayan. Okay. K.R. Narayan. Very, very important points on every exam. Next point. Then the first Commander-in-Chief of Free India. Next point. The first Commander-Chief of Free India. Of Indian Army. The first Commander-in-Chief of Indian Army after independence. After independence. His name K.M. Karyappa. K.M. Karyappa. Also known as Kodandera Mudappa Karyappa. Kodandera Mudappa Karyappa. During this period, 1949. During this year, 1949, Indo-Pakistan War. Indo-Pakistan War. Okay, in the year 1949, who is the first appointed Commander-in-Chief of Indian Army? Which year? 1949. 15 January. 15 January. All are known. Every year, Government of India Minister of Defence celebration, that is the January 15, also known as Indian Army Day. Indian Army Day. Why? Why to the observe? Due to first joining in the year 1949, 15th January. Every year celebration Government of India and observe the Minister of Defence, January 15, also known as Indian Army Day. Okay. Very, very important points. The famous person whose name Kodandara Mudappa Karyappa, also known as K.M. Karyappa. Next point. Then the first Indian also be Asian. The first Indian also be Asian. Nobel literates. Nobel literates. Nobel literates means Nobel Prize awarded. The highest achievement award of the world. Highest achievement award of the world, that is the Nobel Prize. Okay. The first Indian also be Asian. Also be Asian means Asian continent. एशिया मार्च के प्रथम व्यक्ति कौन है? दैट इज द awarded the Nobel Prize. Awarded the Nobel Prize. And the first Indian, प्रथम भारतीय, whose name? गुरुदेव रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर. रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, also known as nickname. His nickname Gurudev. Gurudev, also known as Vishwakavi. Vishwakavi, also known as Kavi Guru. Kavi Guru, his nickname. The famous Bengali. The awarded the first time. Which year? 1913. 1913. Very, very important points. The first Indian also be Asian. Awarded the Nobel Prize. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, also known as Vishwakavi, also known as Kavi Guru. Which year? 1913. Awarded the Nobel Prize. Name of the stream? Literature. 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 Name of the books? That is the name of the books. Gitanjali. Gitanjali. Okay. The first Indian also be Asian awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1913 was named Gurudev or Vishwakavi or Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore, the famous Bengali, awarded the Nobel Prize. The stream of literature and books name, that is the Gitanjali. After the name of the books, Government of India Minister of Railway introduced the first superfast train. After the superfast train, its name Gitanjali Express. Gitanjali Express. Gitanjali Express. Which year? 1977. 1977. Government of India Minister of Railway introduced the first superfast train after the name of the books Gitanjali. After the name of the books Gitanjali. At the Gitanjali Express. It's connect Howrah to Mumbai. Howrah to Howrah, West Bengal to Mumbai. Which year? 1977. 1977. Next point. Then the first Indian judge of the International Court of Justice. First Indian judge, important point, the first Indian judge of the international court of justice. Court of justice. His name Justice Nagendra Singh. Justice Nagendra Singh. Justice Nagendra Singh, the only Indian, the first selected for the Indian judge, the International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice, that is the ICJ, is headquartered in Netherlands. The important branch of the UNO. Important branch of the UNO. The important organ of the UNO. And the first Indian judge selected the International Court of Justice, Justice Nagendra Singh, in the year 1985 to 89. Recent year, Odisha Public Service Commission ASO exam. देखो question paper देखो. Important point, with the first Indian justice of the ICJ. Director Nagendra Singh. Openly question. Openly. Next point. Then the first field marshal. Next point. The first field marshal. The first field marshal of Indian Army. The first field marshal of Indian Army, whose name SFJ Manekshaw. SFJ Manekshaw. The first field marshal of the designation of the Indian Army. Designation of the Indian Army. Minister of Defense. Whose name? The first field marshal during the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. Whose name? SFJ Manekshaw. Samji Jamsetji Manekshaw. Okay. In the year 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. Also known as SFJ Manekshaw. Its nickname, that the Sam Bahadur. Also known as Sam Bahadur. Okay. SFJ Manekshaw, Jamsetji Manekshaw. Also known as Sam Bahadur, the first field marshal of Indian Army. Next point, the first Indian swim across the English Channel. Swim across the English Channel. The first Indian swim across the English Channel, whose name? That is the Mihir Sen. Mihir Sen. The first Indian swim across the English Channel. Swim across the famous long distance swimmer. That is the Dr. Mihir Sen. Okay. Dr. Mihir Sen, the famous Bengali and long distance swimmer. And its competition, that is the English Channel. English Channel means that the fully location, that is the London. Its fully location, that is the Atlantic Ocean. English Channel means its length, that is the 32 kilometer. Its length, 32 kilometer. Its length. Okay, and it's connect, and it's connect. Ilias Island to Ilias Island. Ilias Island to Ilias Island to Dover Island. Dover Island. Okay. Ilias Island to Dover Island. Ilias Island to Dover. Ilias Island, that is the France to London. Dover Island is located in London. Okay. 32 kilometer its length, and its connect, that the Ilias Island to Dover Island. That the English Channel. Its fully location, that the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. Okay. The first Indian and famous Bengali and long distance swimmer. Long distance swimmer. What's the name? Mihir Sen. And studied Utkal University student in the year 1948. Mihir Sen is the Utkal University students. Okay. And only man to swim the ocean of the 5 continents in one calendar year. Only man swim across the 5 continents. 5 continents, one calendar year. Okay. What's the name? कोई भी आदमी नहीं है इसका नाम, that the Mihir Sen, the famous Bengali long distance swimmer. The very important points on the railway ticket collector exam 2016-15. Okay, ticket collector and trains clerk exam. The first Indian swimmer with the English Channel, openly general awareness, GK books. Okay. But which year Mihir Sen swim across the English Channel? Which year? 1958. 1958. The Mihir Sen swim across the English Channel. Its fully location London. Its connect, that is the 32 kilometer. 32 kilometer long distance swim. Ilias Island to Dover Island. Its connect, that is the London to France. Okay. Mihir Sen, the famous Bengali. Next point. Then the first Indian get Jnanapith Award. The first Indian get Jnanapith Award. First Indian get Jnanapith Award. Jnanapith Award means first literature award, Government of India. The first Indian get Jnanapith award whose name G. Shankar Koro. G. Shankar Koro. Also known as Guru G. Shankar Koro. Guru G. Shankar Koro. The famous Malayalam writer, Kerala writer, and Kerala poetry writer. The famous educationist, famous master educationist, awarded the first time Jnanapitha awarded Trust Government of India. Jnanapitha award meant that is the literature, the largest literature award, Government of India. In the year 1965, the famous Malayalam writer, Malayalam is the official language of the Kerala. The famous Kerala writer G. Shankar Kuru, Guru G. Shankar Kuru. The famous, also known as Mahakabiji, that is the nickname in the Kerala. That is the Mahakabiji, also known as Mahakabiji. And but which books awarded the Jnanapitha? Which books? That's the name of the poetry books. That is the Odda Kujja. Odda Kujja. Name of the books. Okay. Name of the books, that is the Odda Kujja. Awarded the first time in the year 1965 and the first India. The first India. Guruji Shankar Kuru. Famous Malayalam writer. Every exam के लिए very very important points and very very important question आएगी. Previous day आएगी तो फिर आई. Next point. Then the first Muslim president of Indian Republic. The first Muslim president of Indian Republic. The famous politician, famous person and famous president, that the Muslim categories. His name Dr. Zakir Hussain. Dr. Zakir Hussain in the year 1967 to 69. During this period, Dr. Zakir Hussain, the first Muslim president. Rashtrapati, Muslim Rashtrapati का नाम that the Zakir Hussain. Which year? 1967 to 69. 69. Railway Group D exam 2015 and 17. Railway Group D. The first Muslim president government. Next point. Then the first speaker of the Lok Sabha. Next point. The first speaker of the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha means that the lower house of the Indian Constitution. That the Lok Sabha. Lower house. House of Indian Constitution. That the polity. Lok Sabha. First speaker. प्रथम वाचस्पति का नाम कौन है? Very very important point. Odisha Public Service Commission, Odisha Staff Selection Commission, Odisha Subordinate Staff Selection Commission, and Railway Board exam, likely CGL and CHSL exam. every exam के लिए very important point, important question, and many times coming in exam and previous exam. What's the name? Ganesh Vasudev. Ganesh Vasudev Mavalankar in the year 1952 to 56. 1952 to 56. The first speaker of the Lok Sabha. Many times. I mean in previous exam. Ganesh Vasudev Mavalankar, also known as G.V. Mavalankar. Mavalankar. Okay. G.V. Mavalankar. Also known as nickname Dada Saheb. Dada Saheb Mavalankar. Okay. The famous speaker, the first speaker of the Lok Sabha, that is the lower house of the Indian Constitution, that is the G.V. Mavalankar, Ganesh Vasudev Mavalankar. Which year? 1952 to 56. Next point. The first person, next point, first person to make printing press popular in India. The first person to make printing press popular in India. His name? James Augustus Hickey. James Augustus Hickey. Also known as James Hickey. James Hickey. All are known. Okay. In the year 1780. Which year? 1780. The first person printing press popular in India at Bengal. Whose name? James Augustus Hickey. The famous person popular in Bengal of the whole India. And the first newspaper introduced by him in India, his newspaper name, that the Bengal Gazette. Bengal Gazette. Okay, the famous newspaper. The first newspaper introduced by him, that is the James Hickey. Which year? 1780. 1780. At Bengal, also be India. Okay. But previous day question आएगी, James Hickey, the first introduced the newspaper, that is the Bengal Gazette, in their 1780. But James Hickey associated to which country? CHSL exam 2017. 2017-18 question. James Hickey associated to which country? Option A: France, Germany, Russia, Ireland. Four option. Germany, Russia, France, Ireland. Right? Four option. Previous day. That the famous James Hickey associated That is the Iris. Iris man. That is the famous introducer. That is the first introduced in India. That is the Bengal Gazette. The popular in India. That is the printing press. Iris man. That is the Ireland. Ireland. Reminding many times question I previous day and previous year and coming exam. Next one, then the first Prime Minister Government of India. The first Prime Minister. Okay, next point. The first Prime Minister of Independence India. India. What's the name? The famous person, famous barrister, famous lawyer, famous educationist, and famous politician. In the year 1947, during independence, भारत के स्वाधीनता समय the first, the प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री को नियुक्त हुआ है. His name पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू. पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू. Okay. Also known as Chacha Ji. That is the nickname. Chacha Ji. Chacha Nehru. Pandit Ji. Chacha Nehru or Chacha Ji. Pandit Ji. Pandit Ji. The famous politician who served the 3 times continue the Prime Minister. Continue the Prime Minister. Continue. That is the 3 times Prime Minister. 3 times Prime Minister. During this period, 15th August 1947 to 29th May 1964. Okay. Continue 3 times. Longest Prime Minister Government of India. Longest Prime Minister. Okay. During this period, 15th August 1947 to 29th May 1964. Total cover 16 years to 86 days. Prime Minister. Important point. Very important point. Okay. Very important point. Cover the Prime Ministership. That is the continue 3 times Prime Minister. Only one person who served this post. Total 16 years to 86 days. Okay. कोई भी आदमी नहीं है. पंडित चाचा ने और चाचा जी पंडित जी पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू was born in the year many examples. Is the famous person born in the year 1889 November 14. Okay, and died in the year 29th May 1964 during this prime minister. Okay, born in the year 1889 November 14 at Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, also known as Prayagraj. Now the dates, Allahabad also name change ho gaya. Its name that the Prayagraj. Allahabad renamed Prayagraj. Okay. Very important point CHSL question under railway NTPC exam. Which year born in the year? That is the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Simple question. Simply, very simply. And many times, which year born? 1889. Okay. And every year celebration Government of India Culture Department his birthday. National Children's Day. National Children's Day. Every school, college, universities observation is this day. All are no. And all are the observed previous day. His birthday, that is the November 14, also National Children's Day. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Pandit Ji Chacha, the longest prime ministers. Continue 3 times. Total cover the 16 years to 86 days. Okay. Next point. Then the first education minister of India. The first education minister of India. The प्रथम शिक्षा मंत्री कौन है? In the year 1947, during the cabinet minister of Pandit Chacha Nehru government. Pandit Chacha Nehru government was the first education minister. NTPC exam, railway NTPC railway board exam. The first शिक्षा मंत्री कौन है? In the year 1947 was named Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Abul Kalam Azad, also known as Maulana Azad. Abul Kalam Azad. Okay, is during this period 15 August 1947 to 52. Okay, the cover the education minister. Okay, and the famous educationist who served the first education minister and cabinet minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. Next point. Then the first Home Minister of Independence India. The first Home Minister of India. Very very important points. Every exam के लिए very very important point, important question. And I get the previous. इसमें कोई भी आदमी नहीं है. The donor first person, the first home minister, and the right hand of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Right hand of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. First prime minister, then home minister. गृह मंत्री, प्रथम गृह मंत्री कौन है? All are known. भारतवर्षीयों को प्रथम गृह मंत्री कौन है? First home minister of Independence India. His name Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Jabir Bhai Patel. Jabir Bhai Patel. Also known as Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel. Okay. The first home minister. First home minister. Also be deputy prime minister. The first important point. First home minister, also be Deputy Prime Minister, Deputy PM of Independence India. Deputy PM means after Prime Minister, head of the government, and also be Cabinet Minister of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. What's the name? Sardar Patel, also known as Sardar Vallabhbhai Jawaharlal Patel, in the year 1947 to 52. 1947 to 52, the first India Home Minister also be Deputy Prime Minister Government of Independence. After the Home Minister, that is the post of the Sardar Patel. Okay. कोई भी आदमी नहीं है, was a famous person, famous politician, famous independence activities. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Which year? 1947 to 52. Next point. Then the first Vice President of Independence India. The first Vice President of Independence India. Independence India. The first Vice President of Independence India. Hold on. Easy question. भारत का प्रथम राष्ट्रपति का नाम कौन है? प्रथम उपराष्ट्रपति का नाम कौन है? इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. स्टैंडर्ड 2 क्लास क्वेश्चन. स्टैंडर्ड 2 और स्टैंडर्ड 1. Also be first, second नागरिक. भारतवर्ष का सेकंड नागरिक कौन है? That the Vice President. First citizenship of India. That the President. प्रथम नागरिक. Second, that the Vice President. Was the name Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Okay. The first Vice President of Independence India. Was the name Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Okay. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, the famous educationist, famous lawyer, famous politician, and famous social worker, and famous diplomatic person, whose name Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. That the Radha and Krishna, his name, that is the giving the name that is his father and mother, his parents. Giving the name, that is Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna. Bah. बहुत बढ़िया. A popular person. Okay. His continue. That is the first prime minister. That is the first president. That is the first vice president. 1952. 62. 1952 to 62. That the cover the vice president. Then, after the death of Rajendra Prasad, you served the post that the presidency. Then 1962. Okay, that the first vice president, then second president of India. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Okay. Next point. Then the first Chief of Indian Air Staff. The first Chief of Indian Air Staff. The first Chief of Indian Air Staff. The famous, the first chief of the Indian Air Staff, the famous Britisher, not Indian, who appointed the first time chief of the Air Staff. His name, Sir Thomas Walker Elmreis. Sir Thomas Walker Elmreis. Group D question. D 2017. The first chief of air staff, Sir Thomas Walker Elmreis, the famous Britisher, in the air appointed 1932. 1932. The first chief of the air staff. Air staff means air force. Okay. Next point. The first air chief of India. Air staff and air chief. Next point. The first air chief of India. The first air chief. India. Air chief from the Indian Air Force. The first air chief, or listen, the first Indian who served the air chief of India. The first Indian who served the first air chief of India. His name Subrat Mukherjee. Subrat Mukherjee, the famous Bengali who served the first air chief of India. Okay. 1958 to 62. 1958 to 62. The famous Bengali, under who served the first air chief of Indian defense system, that is the Air Force. Which year? 1958 to 62. Next point. Then, who is the first chief of the army staff? Who is the first chief of army staff? What's the name? Whose name? General Maharaja Rajendra Singh. General Maharaja Rajendra Singh. Okay. Also known as General. General means that the designation, the highest post of the Indian Minister of Defense, that the Indian Army. General Maharaja Rajendra Singh, also known as Maharaja Rajendra Singh Jadeja, also known as Maharaja Rajendra Singh Jadeja. Okay. Next point. Then, who is the first chief of the naval staff? Next point. The first, who is the first chief of naval staff. Naval staff means that the Indian Navy is the first chief. मुख्य कौन है? भारत का नौसेना के मुख्य कौन है? प्रथम अधिकारी, प्रथम चीफ ऑफ द naval staff. Important point. NTPC exam and junior OSSC exam. Odisha subordinate staff selection 10 plus 2 category exam, that the appointed the junior clerk and Tahsil office. Junior clerk. and DRD office, District Rural Development Agency office, and any other district wise government clerk exam, junior assistant exam. Question है, who is the first chief of naval staff? First chief of naval staff in India was the name Vice Admiral. Vice Admiral R.D. Katari. R.D. Katari. R.D. Katari means Ramdas Katari. R.D. means Ramdas Katari. In the year 1958 to 62. Okay. 1958 to 62. That is appointed the first time and first chief of the Indian Nausena, the Indian Naval Staff. Which year? 1958 to 62. During this period, cover the chief. Vice Admiral. Vice Admiral means the designation. Admiral, Vice Admiral, Admiral, Vice Admiral, Rear Commodore, Air Captain. So that is the designation of the Indian Naval Staff officer. Vice Admiral R.D. Katari. That is the Ramdas Katari. Next point. Then the first Chief Justice of India. Important point. The first Chief Justice of India. The first Justice of India. First Chief Justice of India. That is the Supreme Court. Delhi, look at it. The first Chief Justice of India, whose name, that is the Dr. Hiralal J. Kania. Dr. Hiralal J. Kania. Dr. Hiralal J. Kania, the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Okay. In the year 1950. Dr. Hiralal J. Kania. J means Jekisunda. Jekisunda. Hiralal Jekisunda Kenya. Jekisunda Kenya. That is the Hiralal J. Kenya. The first Chief Justice. NTPC exam, Railway Board exam, Railway Group D exam, Odisha Staff Selection exam, and likely that is the RI Revenue Inspector exam. Previous time. Important point. Important question. The first Chief Justice of India, Hiralal J. Kisunda Kenya, also known as Hiralal J. Kenya, in the year 1950. Next point. Then the first person to get PVC shower. Next point. The first person to get PVC award. The PVC saman. PVC means Paramveer Chakra Saman. Paramveer Chakra Saman. Paramveer means that the highest gallantry award, Minister of Defense. Highest gallantry award, Minister of Defense, Government of India. Paramveer Chakra Saman. Paramveer. युद्ध क्षेत्र में जो जीता है, the important person at the war. The first person was named Major Somanath Sharma. Major Somanath Sharma. Okay. Major Somanath Sharma is the first person to get PVC award. in the year 1949. 1949. That the 4th Battalion, like the 4th Battalion, Women Regiment, Kumeun Regiment, Jammu Kashmir. During this post, who served the post, that is the in the year 1949, the 4th Battalion Women Regiment, Jammu Kashmir. The first PVC Saman, first India, was the name Major Somanath Sharma. Okay, Major Somanath Sharma, the first Indian awarded the PVC award. Okay. Then next point, the first Indian scientist, the first important point, the first Indian scientist to get the Nobel Prize, to get the Nobel Prize, the first Indian scientist to get the Nobel Prize. All know, everyone known, that is the famous question, popular scientist awarded the Nobel Prize first time. Whose name? Dr. C.V. Raman. Dr. C.V. Raman. Okay. Dr. C.V. Raman, also known as Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. Okay. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman is the famous popular scientist in India and the first awarded the Nobel Prize, who discovered the Raman effect. Who discovered the Raman effect, or scattering of light. Scattering of light in the physics. Hello? Study. Okay. Who discovered? Who discovered the Raman effect or scattering of light in the physics? In the year 1928, February 28. Okay. C.V. Raman discovered the Raman effect. Which year? Which year? 1928, February 28. Okay. And important point, after the 2 year, awarded the highest achievement award, international award, that is the Nobel Prize, the first Indian, C.V. Raman. C.V. Raman awarded the Nobel Prize after 2 years, discovered. Which year awarded Nobel Prize? 1930. 1930 awarded the Nobel Prize. But discover which year? 1928 February. CPO question. CPO exam 2015. 2000 previous question. देखो 1922. Which year discovered the Raman effect? And Raman effect by the C.V. Raman. Which year discover? Which year discovered the Raman effect? 1928 February 28. But awarded the Nobel Prize after 2 years. After 2 years. Which year? 1930. But every year, celebration Government of India Minister of Science, which day that they discover the Raman effect, that the February 28, also known as National Science Day. National Science Day, February 28. National Science Day. Important point. Okay. National Science Day. Important point. Very, very important point. C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. Okay. Next point. Then the first scientist, the first Indian origin. Next point. The first Indian origin to get the Nobel Prize, to get the Nobel Prize, Nobel Prize, field of medical science, field of medical science. Important point. The first Indian scientist to get the Nobel Prize, the first Indian origin, one in India, but studied out of the country, that's the USA. Studied out of the country, that's the USA, but born in the India. The first Indian origin means origin, भारतवर्ष में जन्म हुआ था, बट स्टडी अमेरिका में. उसको कोई भी आदमी नहीं है. दैट इज द नोबेल प्राइज ऑफ फील्ड ऑफ मेडिकल साइंस, दैट द मेडिसिन. Was the name, that is the Dr. Hargobind Khurana. Dr. Hargobind Khurana. Which year? 1968. Which year? 1968. Important point. Dr. Hargobind Khurana is the first Indian origin to get the Nobel Prize, field of medical science. Field of medical science. But why do they give him the Nobel Prize? Why did the Nobel Foundation Trust give him the award, that the medical science? Why? Give him the award. Why? That the discover the synthesis of a gene. Synthesis of gene. Okay. Hargobind Khurana awarded the Nobel Prize, field of medical science, to discover the synthesis of a gene in the biology or medicine. Biology means medicine. Okay, in the year 1968. Important point. Next point. Then the first Indian origin to win Nobel Prize in physics. Next point. The first Indian origin, the first Indian origin to get the Nobel Prize, to get the Nobel Prize, to get the Nobel Prize, field of physics, field of physics. The first Indian origin, the first Indian scientist to get Nobel Prize, C.V. Raman. The first Indian origin, born in India but studied at America, American scientist. His name Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. S. Chandrasekhar. S. Chandrasekhar. But Subramaniam Chandrasekhar awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1983. 1983. Okay. The famous Indo-American scientist, astrophysics, Indo-American astrophysics scientist, Indo-American astrophysics, astrophysics scientist, awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1983. Important point. Next point. Then the first Indian to win Stalin Peace Award. The first Indian to win the first Indian to win Stalin Peace Award. Stalin Peace Award. What's the name? Saifuddin Kichlu. Saifuddin Kichlu. Saifuddin Kichlu. The first Indian to win Stalin Peace Award. Peace means something. घोषित में हुआ है. The first प्रथम भारतीय का कौन है जब तो स्टालिन शांति अवार्ड का घोषित के लिए अवार्ड पास होता है. नेम सैफुद्दीन किचलू. Which year? 1952. A railway group D exam. Railway group D exam 2015. Okay, which year awarded the Saifuddin Kichlu that Stalin Peace Award? Which year? 1952. Next point, the first Indian to win Marxist Award. Next point, the first Indian to win Marxist Award. The first Indian to win Marxist award means Roman Marxist. Roman Marxist. Who is the Roman Marxist? Roman Marxist is the former president of the Philippines. Due to death of the plane crash after the government of Philippines declares the highest achievement of the Asian continent. Highest achievement award of the Asian continent. Roman Marxist is also known as that is the second Nobel Prize of the Asian continent. Second Nobel Prize of the Asian continent, that is the Roman Marxist Award. Roman Marxist is the former president of the Philippines. After the death of the plane crash, due to the declaration of the Philippines government under the name, that the Roman Marxist Award. Roman Marxist Award. The first Indian awardee was the name Acharya Narahari Vinayak Narahari Bhave. Acharya Vinayak Narahari Bhave. Also known as Acharya. Also known as Acharya. But which year awarded the Roman Marxist Award? 1958. 1958. Who is the Roman Marxist? The former president of Philippines. That the Roman Marxist Award. Okay, and the first Indian awarded Acharya Narahari Vinayak Bhave, Acharya Vinoba Bhave. The famous Acharya Vinayak Bhave, that is the Narahari Bhave, the famous social worker that is the Acharya Vinayak Narahari Bhave, Acharya Vinoba Bhave. Okay, Acharya Narahari Vinoba Bhave, also known as Vinoba Bhave. Okay, important point. Which year? 1958. due to the associated with the Bhutan movement, Indian history, associated with Bhutan movement, and very very important, that is the given the landless poorest families, poorest societies members given the land, and with the first started the Bhutan movement. So that government of India, government of Philippines awarded the Roman Magsaysay Award first time in the year 1958. That the Acharya Bhinava, that the Acharya Narahari Bhinava. Next point, then the first minister to resign from Union cabinet. Important point. The first minister, the first minister resign from resign from resign from Union cabinet. Union cabinet. Okay. The first minister to resign from Union cabinet. Union cabinet means central. The cabinet minister during the 1949, whose name Sam Prasad Mukherjee. Sam Prasad Mukherjee. Okay. Sam Prasad Mukherjee is the famous politician who resigned from his post in the year 1949, and also be famous minister, cabinet minister of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru government. Okay, but famous Bengali, but it is the cheating with the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and not the serve, not the solution his post, and cheating his post. This person. Okay, Sam Prasad Mukherjee. But which post given the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? The cabinet minister. Which post given the hour? Given the at a time. Which name of the post? CHSL exam. CHSL exam. Which post given the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? That is the Swam Prasad Mukherjee. And sitting with him. That is the and nut solution. That is the and sitting the nut solution with the his post. Also name Sam Prasad Mukherjee. Famous Bengali. Cheater. Corrupted. Corruption. Which year? 1949. Okay. But which department given the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? Which department? CHSL question. Command +2, 10+2 category exam. 2017-18 question. Sam Prasad Mukherjee, the first Indian minister to resign from Union cabinet. But which post given the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? And cheating his post. Which department? Supply and industrial department. Industry department. Supply and industry department. Jogan and Khani Vibhag. The first minister, that the supply and industry minister, resigned from Union cabinet, that is Sam Prasad Mukherjee. Jogan and Khani Vibhag Mantri. Okay. Next point. Then the first British to visit India. The first British to visit India. Indian history. The first British visit to India in the year 1608. William Hawkins. Sir, William Hawkins. In the year 1608. Okay. 1608. The famous Mughal during this period, that is the Jahangir. Jahangir, Indian history. Permission to the trades in the India. Then the first Britisher visit India and Sir William Hawkins. Which year? 1608. Next point. Then the first chief election commissioner. Important point. Very, very important point. The first chief election commissioner. India's is the first chief election chief election commissioner of India. The famous civil servant, famous social worker who served the first चुनाव का मुख्य होता है, that is the chief election commissioner. Important point. His name Sukumar Sen. Sukumar Sen. In the year 1950 to 58. Okay, 1950 to 58. Who served the post that the chief election commissioner? Okay, मुख्य चुनाव अधिकारी कौन है? His name Sukumar Sen. Important point. NTPC exam, railway board ticket collector, trains clerk, assistant station master exam, goods guard, and important point. Many times coming in exam previous day. And I. Okay. Important point. First chief election commissioner. Next point. Then the first Muslim president. The first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. The first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. Important point. The first Muslim president of Indian National Congress, INC. Important point. His name Badruddin Tayebji. Badruddin Tayebji. Okay. Also known as third president of INC in the year 1888. 1888. That is the third president. Third president of INC. Okay. Which session? Madras session. Madras session. Important point. Madras session. Which session that is the elected for the president of INC? That the Badruddin Tayebji. That the third president of the INC. First president, Umesh Chandra Banerjee, 1885. Then third president of INC. Third president means that the Muslim president, Badruddin Tayebji, in the year 1888. Okay. Important point. Next point. Then The first foreigner recipient of the Bharat Ratna. The first foreigner, the first foreigner recipient of Bharat Ratna, whose name Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, also known as Pacha Khan. Pacha Khan. Bacha Khan. Nickname Pacha Khan. Seri Afghan. Seri Afghan. Frontier Gandhi. Frontier Gandhi. All are nickname. Is the Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Okay. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan is the first foreigner to receive the Bharat Ratna. Also known as Pacha Khan, Bacha Khan, Seri Afghan. Also known as Frontier Gandhi. Frontier means Simant Gandhi. Close relation with India with Mahatma Gandhi. Close relation with Mahatma Gandhi. Why? Out of the British of the Indo-Pakistan. Okay? And how did the first time and first foreigner Bharat Ratna, the highest achievement award, highest national level award, Government of India, Minister of Culture Department. Bharat Ratna. Bharat Ratna. Which year? 1987. 1987. But Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan associated with which country? Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, also known as Pacha Khan, associated with which country? That is the Pakistan. The first Pakistan. Pakistan. How did the Bharat Ratna? Till now, which Odia? How did the Bharat Ratna? No. The first Pakistani. How did the Bharat Ratna? Which year? 1987. 1987. Okay. And then second foreigner? Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. In the year 1990. 1990. Okay. That the Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, who started the first South Africa, that is the anti-third movement. Anti-third movement at South Africa. South Africa. Okay. So that Government of India, Minister of Culture, and giving the award, Nelson Mandela, the second foreigner awarded the Bharat Ratna. First awarded Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Second awarded Nelson Mandela. First awarded Khan in 1987, then in 90. Okay. Why to the giving the award? That is the Nelson Mandela, who started the first anti-third movement. Barno Vidyasaniti. Barno Vidyas movement and started the South Africa. Or black and white categories, that is the first started, that is the revolution at Cape Town, Pretoria, that the administrative capital of the South Africa. That the Nelson, popular person, popular politician, popular activities. Okay. Next point. The first India, the first India awarded Nobel Prize, field of economics, economic science. Okay. The first Indian awarded the Nobel Prize field of economic science. All are known. Dr. Amartya Sen. Dr. Amartya Sen. Okay. In the year 1998. 1998. Okay. But that is the Odisha staff selection exams. That the sub inspector, police sub inspector exam. But first Indian awarded the economics that the Amartya Sen 1998. But which economics awarded the Nobel Prize? Which economics? That the welfare economics. Welfare economics awarded the Nobel Prize in the year 1998. Okay. And the and this is interest never that is the poorest member. Highest interest for the poorest member given the every year. Okay. Who started the first started that is the economics science that is the welfare economics. Next time, today's the time over. Okay. Next discussion after next point. Thank you.